Well, my instinct tells me I hope they do, but you know, our institution says that the politicians are finding it hard to make that last jump for all victims in Northern Ireland. And I think that, to be honest with you, the people who's lost out through this whole process is the victims. And I sometimes think that, you know, it's easy for politicians to say, you know, we can't make this deal, this legacy, the past and all that there, when, you know, I, as a person who was severely injured during the Troubles, sit along with other people from right across the community who were also injured, bereaved and everything else, and we can come up with compromise and talk about things, yet of all our politicians can't. And I would love the politicians to listen to what we've got to say and maybe take a leaf out of our books, because firstly they put us where we are today in the place to speak for victims, and they should be listening to what we are saying to them. There's three issues there. One is you have people who want truth and justice. You have people who's looking at reparations. You have people like myself, for instance, who was 37 years of age when my incident happened, when I was blown up by an undercar booby-trap bomb. And, you know, what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I was left without a pension. And I've been fighting for this last 6 years for all victims who were left severely injured to, you know, have the right to have a pension. But the stumbling block again is the politicians. You know, we have the regions of 500 people who in Northern Ireland have been left severely injured, i.e. blind, you know, no limbs, paralysed, things like that. You know, and I think personally that it's about time that, you know, society should turn around, and in my old age, I am now 61, when I was blown up I was 37, so you know, I'm left with no pension. I think that, you know, the least that the government and society owes me is that few pound in my old age to be able to have a pension, because I wasn't able to build it up at the time when I was blown up, because I lost my home, I lost my business, I lost everything, and I've been living in welfare ever since that, and I don't think it's fair. And the other question is, you know, truth and justice. You know, I fully support anybody who wants truth and justice, but do I believe that they're ever going to get it? And my gut feeling is no. When I listen to today the Lord Chief Justice, the Commission, and all the speakers that has been up here today, you know, I can't see how we're going to find a way through to get the truth and the people come forward, and I can't see how there's going to be justice. I just cannot see it working. So we're going to string this along until most of the victims that is sitting in this room today is not here no more, you know. So
they are more than able to deliver, but the saying goes, where there's a will, there's a way. There are some difficult hurdles to overcome, but we know that they're close, and it's just to get to that final stage. So yes, I do think they need to deliver. I don't think we need to set up another institution or another body. I think we just need to make sure we have the right people around the table and with the will to make it happen. Our young people need two things. One is the impact that our conflict has had on them and continues to have on them now. Bearing in mind that our children and young people were born, most of them were born after the Good Friday Agreement. All of them were born after the ceasefires of 1994. So they need the impact that that's having on their day-to-day life, whether it's their mental ill health, whether it's their poverty, whether it's the consequence of living in a divided society. They need that to be recognised and addressed. And the second thing they need is for them to be involved in the conversations going forward. People need to talk to them about the conflict in Northern Ireland, and then they need to involve them in some of the decisions made about their lives and their future. I think it's it's those things that I said involving young people. But I have announced priorities for my office for the next 3 years, which is child poverty, mental ill health and educational inequalities and attainment. And for me, they are the things that if we're going to ensure that our children have the best future that they can have, it's those things. And we need to ensure that throughout all of those issues, the impact of the conflict is like the writing in the rock, and we need to ensure that that's addressed.